a new goal is really fragile. If you share it on day one with friends, family, or colleagues who are kind of discouraging, or they just don't get it, they can torpedo the whole thing with criticism. So instead, find a community of people who get you and who will support you as you work on your goal until it's strong enough to withstand the doubt from other people. You're never too busy, too tired, too old, or too anything to pursue your dreams. Welcome to the Distracted Dreamer podcast, where you'll learn how to move all those never-ending distractions aside and chase your dreams with confidence. Hey there, dreamers. I am so thrilled that you're here today. If this is your first time here with us, welcome to the Distracted Dreamer family. I'm your host and friend, Carlene. First, I have a big announcement. Drum roll, please. The Goals That Actually Stick workshop is happening on Thursday, January 30th at 12 noon Central Time. You will actually workshop your goals using the simple system I use to turn your big dreams into bite-sized goals. You will also fail-proof your goals with the science-backed framework that makes your goals stick. And finally, you'll learn the key strategies to get back on track when life throws you off track. Registration will open on January 20th. So what this means is you only have a short time to hop on the wait list and get those waitlist bonuses. I mean, you can wait to register on the 20th, but I don't recommend it because the bonuses of the getting instant access to your Make It Happen guide, Turn Your Dreams into Reality, and priority registration, and early bird pricing are only for those on the wait list. So click the link in the show notes below wherever you podcast. Let's dive into today's episode. Here we go. I woke up today and you were on my mind. And I'm like, I have something that I want to say to you because it's the first month of the new year. And I want you to really listen to what I'm about to tell you because I know something about you. And I know this because you're here listening. I know that you're someone who really wants to make this the best year ever. And you're also someone who not only has amazing dreams and goals and a great vision for your life, which I think is really cool, but you're also willing to do the hard things that it's going to take to get there. You're willing to do the boring things and the annoying things, and that's what it's going to take. And that's why your year is going to be amazing, because you are capable of doing amazing things. We've talked a lot about dreams, and now we're going to talk about how you're going to turn those dreams into reality. But first, I want to check in on you. How are you feeling about your goals, or just goals in general? Are you feeling optimistic? Maybe you're experiencing some overwhelm and, dare I say, dread around your goals. All of those things, they're perfectly normal. But what if I told you there's a better way of going about all this goal-setting, goal-getting frenzy? I mean, let's be honest. Sometimes goals feel heavy and overwhelming. And we set ambitious targets, but the daily grind, the setbacks, and even our own mindset can turn those dreams into a source of stress instead of joy. And this episode is all about shifting that perspective because I want to show you how to bring more creativity, playfulness, and ease into your goal-setting process so you can actually enjoy the ride. And yes, even the hard parts. So it took me a long time to give myself permission to approach my dreams and goals my way, the way that felt good to me and got me results. And that's what I'm inviting you to do today. Grab a notebook and your favorite beverage and take what you need from what I'm sharing with you today. You're going to hear 7 off-the-wall ways that you can truly enjoy setting your goals and experience great joy as you chip away at them this year. So let's jump in and get started. All right, the number one off-the-wall way that you can truly enjoy setting your goals this year is don't fix things, create them. Here's what this means. Most people see a goal as a chance to fix something that's broken, like I'm out of shape and need to change that, or my garage is a mess and I really need to declutter. And that approach tends to generate shame. Instead, see your goal as a chance to create a strong, healthy body or create an organized garage. Think of this as an opportunity to explore what's possible. And when you shift from fixing to creating, you're no longer working from a place of lack. You're working from a place of abundance. So what would it feel like to build something beautiful in your life? Here's how you can apply this to your goals. For each one of these 7 things, I'm going to give you a little action item at the end of it. So this is the action item for moving to creating something instead of fixing something. So go ahead and identify one area that you can shift your thinking from the fixing to a creating. Look at one of your current goals and ask yourself, are you trying to fix something or create something new? And then shift your focus to what you're building rather than what you're trying to repair. Okay, number 2 is keep new goals to yourself. I know, what? I thought we were supposed to share it with everybody, right? And get everybody's buy-in and do all that. No. A new goal is really fragile. If you share it on day 1 with friends, family, or colleagues who are kind of discouraging, or they just don't get it, they can torpedo the whole thing with criticism. So instead, find a community of people who get you and who will support you as you work on your goal until it's strong enough to withstand the doubt from other people. So try getting a week or a month of progress under your belt first, because sharing a goal too early can make it vulnerable to outside opinions. Okay, so like if you imagine tending a small plant, right? You wouldn't expose it to harsh weather before it's rooted. So you want to nurture your goals in the same way. So here's your action item for this one. Do you have that one goal that feels fragile to you? It may be that goal that you feel the least confident about, and then commit to keep it to yourself for a while. So nurture it privately. Go to your safe person or your safe community for support and encouragement. Okay, so do you have that one goal that feels fragile to you? It may be that goal that you feel the least confident about, and commit to keep it to yourself for a while. Nurture it privately. Go to your safe person or your safe community for support and encouragement. Give it time to grow strong before sharing it with others who might not fully understand or support it. And then by the time that you've shared it, your goal will have roots. It will be grounded. And more importantly, so will you. You'll be more confident. The fear of failure and self-doubt will have lessened. Okay, number 3 is to embrace failure. I know, this is so overspoken and over-talked about, but it's talked about a lot because it is actually really important to embrace failure. And allowing yourself to fail, it's a really powerful way to actually enjoy your goals, right? Failure is that stepping stone to success. It gives us lessons and insights. And here's a mindset shift that changes everything. It's actually impossible to achieve a goal without failing along the way. I'm going to repeat that. It's impossible to achieve a goal without failing along the way. And every failure, that's a lesson in disguise. It's showing you what doesn't work, and it's helping you refine your approach. So if you think of failure as part of the map that's guiding you to the end result, when you view it in this way, failure becomes less scary and more like a necessary checkpoint along the way. Failure is also one of the best teachers. It forces you to problem solve. It forces you to adapt and to grow in ways that successful never do. If you've ever mastered a skill or achieved a goal, chances are you stumbled a few times first. And each stumble was a step closer to mastery. So remind yourself, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's an integral part of it. So here's how you can use the embrace failure strategy. Take some time and reflect on a recent setback that you had when you were working on something. And write down 3 lessons that you learned from it. You might not have actually thought about this before, so give yourself some space to really think about, what did I learn? So what did you learn about yourself or learn about the process? And then ask yourself, how can these lessons help you when you experience small failures along the way this year? Okay, so far we've covered don't fix things, create them. Number 2 is to keep goals to yourself. And number 3 is to embrace failure. So here's another off-the-wall way that you can actually enjoy your goals this year. And this one's kind of long. I want you to focus on your near-term results and detach from the long-term outcomes. Okay, that's like a lot of words. What this means is, instead of obsessing over the end result, I want you to detach yourself from those long-term outcomes. In a previous episode, we talked about normalizing unfinished dreams and the idea that goals evolve over time. Detaching from the long-term outcome means embracing that evolution and understanding that the process itself is where your growth happens. One of the biggest challenges we face when working on our goals is that the ultimate finish line can feel too far off. It makes it hard to stay motivated when we're like, at the end of the year, oh my gosh, at the end of the year? Okay, well, I'll just, I got lots of time, right? Instead, shorten your focus to the next 30 days or 3 months. So here's an example. If you want to save for a big vacation, focus on cutting small expenses this month, and then track how much you saved by the end of the 30 days. Or if you're training for a marathon, set a goal to complete specific training milestones, like running 5 miles comfortably within the next 3 weeks. Celebrate the discipline of training rather than just race day. Okay, with career goals, maybe aim to master one new skill or complete one key project over the next 30 days instead of thinking about where you want to be in 5 years, right? Short-term wins build momentum, and they actually give us tangible results that keep us excited to move forward. And when you break your goal into smaller, near-term milestones, it helps you focus, it helps you avoid that overwhelm, and it allows you to celebrate progress along the way. And I hope you do celebrate progress along the way somehow. High-five yourself in the mirror, share it with somebody, write it down, give yourself a star. Does not matter how you celebrate, just celebrate it. Okay, so here's how you can use this now. Pick a goal and break it down into smaller goals or milestones. And track your daily progress. And like I said, celebrate every win, especially the small ones. Okay, the 5th kind of off-the-wall way to keep your goals fun this year, right, is to widen the range of success. Here's what I'm talking about. So have you ever set a goal that sounds something like this? I will work out 4 days a week. Well, that's a great goal. But what's even better is working with how our brain interprets that absolute number 4. It's actually not great. And so there's evidence that suggests making a small shift from single number goals to high-low goals that rather than targeting a single number. So have a high-low range that averages the same. So say you're going to work out 3 to 5 times per week as opposed to 4 times per week, puts you at an increased. So there is evidence that suggests that making a small shift from a single number goal, like I'm going to work out 4 times a week, to a high-low goal that says you're going to work out 3 to 5 times per week, puts you at an increased advantage. Why? Well, because the high-low goals are both challenging and attainable. And researchers at Florida State University recently demonstrated how this small shift in goal setting can have a really impressive impact. In fact, there was one study of members of a weight loss club who wanted to lose 2 pounds a week. And what they did was they assigned people to one of two groups. So you were either put into a single number goal group to lose the 2 pounds per week, or you were put into a high-low range goal group that averaged the same to lose 1 to 3 pounds per week. And what they found was that only half, or 50%, of those assigned to the lose 2 pounds per week group stayed motivated to keep pursuing their goal. So only half of the people that had that absolute number of I'm going to lose 2 pounds per week, only 50% stayed motivated to keep losing weight. Whereas those assigned to the lose 1 to 3 pounds per week group, 80% of them were motivated to keep working on their goal. So what they found was this approach actually allows you to feel successful within a range, and it avoids the all or nothing mentality that can derail your progress. So here's your action item for this. Identify a goal where you've given yourself an absolute number. And then give it a range. Give it a range. Give yourself some room to work flexibly within your goal. And you will see it changes the way that you think about your goal. Okay. Number 6, let it be easy. Complicated approaches to goals, they fail every single time. I got to tell you, you really don't need to color code every hour of your life for the next 6 months with some fancy system. You need to move a little today. You need to write a little today. You need to drink some water today. So fight complexity when it sneaks into your plans. It's a distraction at best, and it really is an enemy to progress. So consider the simplest next step you can take and do that. Because simplicity, it leads to consistency, and consistency is what ultimately drives results. So here's your action item to let it be easy. Identify where you might be overcomplicating things and find the simplest next step. Then take that step. So many times we use planning and making pretty systems and tracking tools and never get to actually working on the goal. This is a very sneaky way procrastination creeps in. And not having a perfect plan or a perfect anything isn't a good reason to not start. The last kind of off-the-wall way to make your goals more fun and attainable is to cut your goals in half. There was a 6-month study done of 900 people that revealed that people who cut their goals in half were 63% more successful. Like big, crazy goals, they're fun, but not if you get overwhelmed and quit. So what we want to do here is set more realistic, doable, but still challenging goals. This is different from breaking down a goal into smaller milestones. It's a small but very important distinction. So don't set a goal to run a marathon if you don't even know you can run a 5K. Set your goal to run a 5K first. Then if you're still feeling it, set another goal to run a marathon. Here's another example. Don't set a goal to write a trilogy. If you've never even written a book, set a goal to write a book first. Or hey, how about a goal to write that first chapter? Build your writing muscle, develop a writing habit, improve your writing. Then when you've written that first chapter or that first book, where you will learn so much about yourself, then and only then, set that goal of writing that trilogy. Here's another example. Organize a drawer before you organize a whole house. By starting small and building momentum, you're setting yourself up for long-term success. Smaller goals are less intimidating, and each win builds your confidence to take on those bigger goals. So here's your action item for this one. Take one big goal. If you're like, hey, I'm going to organize my whole house, or I'm going to organize every single closet in my house this year, take that goal and identify a smaller version of that goal, like the examples we just talked about. Focus on that smaller goal first. All right, my friend, let's turn inspiration into action. You don't have to implement all the strategies we discussed today, but I encourage you to take a moment and assess where you can make some shifts in how you set and work on your goals. Again, here are the strategies that we talked about. So what resonated with you today? Was it the don't fix things, but create them strategy? Maybe it was keeping the new goals to yourself. Or maybe you're going to embrace failure. Maybe you're going to get rid of those long-term visions that you have and start focusing on near-term results and detaching from those long-term outcomes. Or number 5, maybe you're going to widen the range of success and you're going to go give those absolute goals of I'm going to do something this many times and give it a range to help you be more flexible. Or maybe you'll do number 6 and you'll let it be easy and you'll identify where you're overcomplicating things. And you're really kind of doing that because you're procrastinating and putting off with the work that really needs to get done. Or number 7, maybe you need to cut your goals in half, not because you're playing small, but because you need to build the confidence, but because you need proof that you can walk before you can run. You got to know that your legs actually work. Okay, friend, remember, you are amazing and you will do amazing things this year. And that doesn't mean it won't be challenging. I know I've had my share of successes and failures, and some goals have taken years of trying before I finally cracked the code. And these strategies have played a key part in the evolution of how I approach my dreams and goals. So experiment with these. See what works for you. Toss what doesn't. And always, always remember, you don't have to do it alone. I love spending time with you here. And if today's episode sparked something for you, I'd love to hear about it. Leave a review, share it with a friend, or come chat with me on Instagram. And thank you so much for tuning in. And your dreams are waiting for you. Your time is now. And I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Oh, and one more thing. This is the legal language. You know, the stuff that the lawyers put together, and they say that I need to read this to you. So here we go. This podcast is presented solely for educational and entertainment purposes. I'm just your friend. I'm not a licensed therapist. This podcast is not intended as a substitute for the advice of a physician, professional coach, psychotherapist, or other qualified professionals. Got it? Good. I will see you in the next episode.